Hey everyone, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Leo. Hey, buddy. Ready for today's big question?
Yep. It's been bugging me since soccer practice yesterday. Coach told us to trust the process, but what is the process?
That's a great question. It means understanding that getting good at something isn't a straight line.
So it's not like the straight line from our front door to the car?
Exactly. Think about drawing. When you first tried to draw that perfect comic book character, did it look amazing on the first try?
No way. It looked like a stick figure fighting a potato.
A menacing potato, I'm sure. But you kept trying, right? You drew a bad one, you learned what was wrong, and so on.
Yeah, and now my superheroes are awesome.
That series of bad drawings. That is the process. It's a crooked path. The path isn't straight. You'll have days where you feel like you're doing great, and days where you lose. Trusting the process means having faith that all those little steps, even the backward ones, are necessary.
So, is it okay to make mistakes then? Coach was pretty annoyed when I missed that pass.
It's not just okay, Ethan, it's essential. Mistakes are like tiny little course corrections. If you never make a mistake, you're probably not trying anything new or hard enough. The mistake tells you exactly where you need to focus. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail, learn, and try again faster. If you lose a soccer game, you now know what plays need work. That's valuable information you didn't have before.
I get it, but sometimes it feels like it takes forever. I want to be great now.
That's the hard part. It requires patience. Let me tell you a quick story about planting a tree. A man planted a tiny sapling, watered it every day, and after a month, he dug it up just to check if the roots were growing.
That sounds dumb. He's hurting the tree.
He was. By constantly checking and disrupting the roots, the tree never had a chance to settle in and grow strong. When we want success now and constantly doubt our effort, we're like that man. We stop the growth. You have to trust that the work you're doing beneath the surface is actually building strong roots, even when you can't see the big tree yet.
Okay. So, how do I trust the process next time I'm frustrated?
Good question. I have 3 easy steps for you. First, be present. Focus only on the task right in front of you. Don't worry about the championship. Second, look back, not forward. Look back at how far you've come. Remember the stick figure fighting the potato? You conquered that. Third, find the lesson. After a mistake or a loss, don't just feel bad. Ask yourself, what did I just learn? The lesson is the treasure you get from the failure. The real secret is that the process is the goal. Being patient, learning from mistakes, and improving. That's what makes you a better person and a better player. The trophy is just a nice souvenir.
So, instead of being sad we lost, I should be focused on how to make a better cross next time, right?
Exactly. You just found the treasure in the failure. That's trusting the process.
That makes so much sense. The crooked path. I like that.
Me too, buddy. Thanks for asking such a thoughtful question today.
Thanks for explaining it, Dad.
1 week later, 1 week later, 1 week later, 1 week later.
Hey everyone. I'm still thinking about the crooked path, Dad.
And I'm Leo. That's good, buddy. It's a concept worth carrying around. So, what's on your mind today?
Well, I tried to trust the process this week. I spent an hour trying to learn a new drum beat. I kept failing, and I remembered your 3 steps. I looked back, and saw I was better than last week. I found the lesson, my timing was awful. But I still felt totally stuck. It was like I was on a part of the crooked path that just went in a tiny circle. I wasn't going backward, but I wasn't moving forward either. How do you trust the process when you feel like you're not making any progress at all?
Ah, the stuck feeling. That's a brilliant question, Ethan, because that's the point where most people give up. We have a word for that part of the crooked path. We call it a plateau.
A plateau? Like a flat top of a mountain?
Exactly. When you're climbing a mountain, the path usually has some steep parts where you gain altitude quickly, but then it levels out. It feels easy, but you're not getting any closer to the peak. On the crooked path of learning, a plateau is where your brain is doing invisible work. Remember our story about the tree?
Yeah, the guy who kept digging up the roots.
On a plateau, your roots are growing deep, but you can't see the trunk getting taller. Your brain is taking all those lessons you've found, like your awful timing on the drums, and it's building stronger connections. It's organizing the information. You're not getting better, but you are getting ready to get better.
So, even though it feels like I'm wasting time, my brain is secretly working?
So, even though it feels like I'm wasting time, my brain is secretly working? The key to getting past a plateau is the single most boring sounding word in the whole dictionary: consistency.
Consistency. Like doing the same thing over and over? That sounds even more like being stuck.
It can feel that way. But think of it this way: the person who practices their drum beat for 10 minutes every single day will pass the person who practices for 3 hours, once a week. Little, consistent actions create an unstoppable momentum. If you miss a day, that tiny gear stops. If you do it every day, you keep those roots growing, even if it's just by a millimeter. Consistency is the engine that pulls you off the flat part of the plateau and back onto a steep climb.
Okay, consistency. I can do 10 minutes a day. But what if the practice itself is making me crazy? I kept missing the same rhythm.
Great point. If you're consistently hitting a wall, the process needs a little tweak. You have to be consistent in your effort, but sometimes you need to be flexible in your method.
A flexible method?
The third step in trusting the process is to change your view. If you're failing at the rhythm, don't just keep trying to play it faster. Try playing it slower. Try drumming it on a pillow so you only focus on the feeling, not the sound. Try clapping the beat while humming a tune. You're still practicing, you're still being consistent, but you're forcing your brain to look at the problem from a new angle. That can often unlock the entire thing. So, to fight the stuck feeling, remember this: a plateau is invisible growth. Your roots are getting stronger. Keep practicing. Consistency is key. Tiny effort every day beats huge effort once a week. Change your view. When stuck, don't quit the process. Change the practice.
So, my frustration with the drum beat was actually a good thing, because it was telling me I needed to change my method.
That's it. Frustration is a sign that you care and that your current path isn't working. It's a signal, not a stop sign. It means the crooked path needs a little extra zig or zag right now.
That makes so much sense. I'm going to go home and try drumming on a pillow for 10 minutes. The crooked path is sneaky.
It is, buddy. It tests your patience and your commitment. But the reward for staying on the crooked path through a plateau is huge. You don't just get better at the skill. You get better at handling life's challenges. That's the real win.
Thanks, Dad. I feel like I can tackle anything now.
You're welcome, pal. Always a thoughtful question.